Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Another relentless stream. Right, welcome, guys. So we're going to quickly go over the 2 trades we got on yesterday. So we'll get straight into it. Let me just get my chat box up. I wish it would just stay up, you know, because I would save me doing all this crap every morning. But at least my clock's there today. So our 2 trades from yesterday, you're now at a break-even point, but you also are at rejection area to come back up if you need to. Come on, chat box. There we go. Okay, guys, right. Let's go straight into a top-down analysis on gold, see what's going on. These are the 2 trade IDs we put on yesterday. We had one here and we had another one which was here after the stream. I did mark up these 2 areas. I didn't take them, but I did mark them up. I think we marked this one up, but I found another area which is here, and look how it's tapped perfectly and rejected from there. So that would have been nice, but I didn't take it, unfortunately. Okay. So 2 trade ideas. If you're in this trade and you don't like the look of it, because the daily closed bearish again last night, now's your time to get out. Okay, because you're at break even technically. Okay, now is the time to get out. So I'm going to do a top-down analysis and then we can see what we're going to do from there. We did have a bit of profit earlier, but so monthly. We've had 2 doji candles now on the monthly, and we've got no bottom wick on this monthly. Right now, monthly doesn't really tell us that much, so we go straight down to the weekly. Now, the weekly areas for me are here and here. Basically, my purple lines. The weekly, this is the range we're in here. Now, I've got lines all over, guys, but I don't want to delete them. Just do it nice and big and bold. So this is the range we're in because this weekly candle closed here. So we're technically about this level at the moment. This candle, what we're moving now, we haven't closed yet. Okay, we haven't closed yet. So now that we're here, that means we've still got the rest of the range to go. We've got nothing to bounce off really, unless this is a fake out. And unfortunately, fake outs are something we can't preempt, right? We can't really preempt them. So that means we've got between here and here left to go for some support. So basically here to here. So that's the range we've got to go to fill basically on the weekly. So technically what should happen is the new weekly opens up, pulls back, which it's done just that, and then flip to the downside. Okay, but we were speaking about yesterday and the day before, how far can this weekly pull back? That's what we've been trying to work out, and that's why we've had these wing back sells on in and around these areas. Okay, because as price is moving up, taps an area and then it starts to reject. Okay, now the main area is what normally gets tapped is the previous support, which is this area where we've now tapped. So we've now tapped, I'll zoom in for you. We've now tapped this area, as you can see. Let me get rid of this. I normally hate loads of lines all over. But as you can see, the purple line, that's my zone. We've tapped it. So could we see a rejection now and a flip to the downside to fill the rest of the range? That's what I'm looking for off the weekly. Okay, unless we're going to get a fake out, back up, close above, and that means we're going to be pushing all-time highs again, and this was just a fake out to the downside, which gold can do that quite a lot. Okay, so now the reason why I'm thinking, okay, well, probability wise we should still come down to fill the range, because you really messed about here. You had a fake out here back to the downside, right? And then you've had another fake out. So technically you've had 2 fake outs to the upside back into the downside twice. Why have we done it twice? That's what we've got to ask ourselves. So why did this fake out back into this area? Okay. And then we do it again. For me, it's because we need liquidity below these lows. So I'm expecting this weekly to come and flip, to come and break the lows. That's what I'm expecting for this week. Maybe not this week, but the next week. That's what I'm looking at. Yeah. So, yeah, the only thing what can catch us out is if the weekly's going to push and break the highs. If it does that, there's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. Okay. So let's go down to the lower time frames and see if we've hit the zones. Now, I really want to see, because I've not looked this morning, where this daily closed, because this is pretty key, I would think. So this daily has closed at 339. 339, that would have been a lovely entry, that. Literally tapped and pulled away. So 339. So if we have a look at what price has done in the past, you've got to remember, we get all of our answers from previous data. Yeah, everything's previous data. This breakout to this low here, and then fake out back in, has never happened, ever, in this area. It's never happened. Okay, so it's new data. So another thing what can catch us out is, well, fake outs, because we can't preempt them, and new data. Two things we can sort of preempt, right? Now, so this is new, and also where this daily is closed, could this be new? Because the daily range for me is this purple area, which is here. That's the daily range. Yeah, we haven't quite filled the range. So could we get another bullish candle off the daily? Potentially. So could this daily flip to the upside? Yes. So now we've got contradiction. We've got contradiction with the weekly wanting to flip to the downside and the daily wanting to flip to the upside. So at any point this daily can now flip to the upside to break the highs. But before it flips to the upside, do we need a bottom wick? And if we do, how steep is that bottom wick? Because all we need really is maybe 320 to get tapped and we've got some decent profit. Okay, because the first trade we put on yesterday, that would be back at break even. And the second trade would technically be these daily candles, 240 pips up, which is not too bad. Not too bad. So it's really all about how steep is this bottom wick going to be on this daily. Yeah. And what's hard is we haven't got much previous data because we haven't filled the range here. We've still got this and this to go. We haven't filled the range as of yet. So if we haven't filled the range as of yet, we can't go off any other candles. The only daily what closed in this area is this one. Look what happened with the next one. Shot right back up. However, where did this pullback happen? This pullback came to here. So could we mark 3323 for a close full on both trades maybe? You should have some profit at that point. We'll look at that shortly. You've also got these areas. Let's say you've got another daily close here, and if you look what the daily done, came all the way back down to 3288, and you had no top wick on that. So could we see that? The issue we've got with that is we're coming from, oh my god, the downside up. So it's really difficult to say what gold's going to do currently. Okay, so we're going to have to go down to the lower time frames again to see what's going to happen, because the daily can flip to the upside, but it can also give us a steep bottom wick as well. So again, we've got contradiction. That's what we don't like as traders. We like to see daily should flip, weekly should flip to the upside, daily should flip to the upside, 6 hour, 4 hour, 1 hour, all should flip to the upside. And every time frame just is in a line, basically. That's how you get the highest probability trades. Okay, so if we go down to the 6 hour now, the 6 hour looks a bit better because you have got prominent areas where price can reject from. We've got an area here, you've got an area there. This one came through, but we've rejected, so we've got to disregard this one. You've got another area there, got another area there. You could probably add these two areas, and you've got another area there. So really nice areas on the 6 to reject from. And if we can work out, did we close respecting? Well, we did. The 6 hours are all a bit screw with, aren't they? So this one closed bang on 3349. We're bearish on the 2 previous 6 hour candles. Can we break this low? If we can break this low here, I reckon we should get a nice clean pop down to at least 3319. If you look at the 6 hours, what reject from here, so let's say this one, the 6 hour clean traffic down to 3322. You had another area here, clean traffic down to actually our original take partial move to break even, which is 3292. It took 2 candles to get down though, but the 1 candle clean traffic all the way down to at least our 3319. Other rejections, you got another rejection here, clean traffic down to 3319. Again, these took a couple to get down, but you still did pop back. Again, 3 6 hour candles to get down to 3287. So on the 6 hour, it looks lovely. It looks like it should be coming down at least 3320, but we're bearing in mind that the daily can still flip to the upside at any point. So currently the 6 hours looking good. Let's have a look at the 4. We're going to try and add some positions on as well, guys, right? So don't worry, we're going to try and get a trade today, even though we're still in these. So what's happened on the 4 hour? Let me just flick Meraki and see if it doesn't pick it. Yeah, the 4 hour zone is here. So 4 hour then, where is the next zone? So the zone is our purple line. That's the top of the 4 hour range. That's what the Meraki indicator is bringing up. You have got a minor range around here, which I believe the 4 hour Chinese. So the 4 hour has closed respected. Has closed respected. So really we would need a forward close like this, which would be really nice. You close bullish, still didn't drive to the downside. It wanted to come down, but didn't quite make it. So really this 4 can flip to the upside at any point. Okay. So bear that in mind if you're in these trades. So the 4 hour, 6 hour looks nice. The 4 hour doesn't look too good for us. So we would need a bearish forward close. If we got that bearish forward close, that would probably confirm that, yes, we are coming down to at least 3319, which would be 240 pips up. Now, even when we pull back, they all tend to pull back. Straight through. Looks pretty decent, apart from we'd need that forward close. So if we got this forward close, guys, right? Because I'd want to, if we got this forward close like this in that 2 hours, and then the new 4 gave us a top wick, we could have sell stops underneath. You'd have sell stops underneath. To come down, that would be nice. Now, yeah, because the 4 is technically still in the range above. So if we can get the forward close like this, then we get a pullback, we can have sell stops underneath it. Now 3 hour, what we're looking at, so the 3 hours similar really. It's we had a, let me turn the Meraki on. Doesn't give us nothing. 3 hours saves. So the 3 hour is a difficult one because the zones are a bit off. So it's a similar situation with the 4. If we got that 3 hour close like this, we get a top wick, we could look at sells to the downside. I'm trying to think to see if we can get into some buys as well, because the daily could flip to the upside at any point. So what would we need to see? So basically, let's say, well, let's do sells first. Let's not get confused. We're trying to see if how far we can pull back. So the 3 is the same. The 3 closes again in 2 hours. The 2 hour has closed. Again, we don't get nothing. Where's the 2 hour range here? Let me see if I can find the range. See, this is that area where minor range there. Doesn't quite fit that. More like that on the 2, aren't we? And it goes straight through. So this is what's difficult. The ranges are difficult to find on a lower time frame. You don't know if we've closed. Well, we've definitely closed below something on that 2. So we've closed below, but you would want a top wick and then a flip to the downside to drive. So the 2's closed below, but we'd need the 3 and the 4 to do the same. Okay, so yeah, 4, 3, 6 looks nice. 4, 3, 2. 4, 3. We haven't closed how we want it to close as of yet. Yeah. Then the 1. So what's the 1 doing? So let's get rid of this. Okay, so the 1 is creating new support in around this level of 3, 3, 3, 2. Okay, that's what the Meraki indicators picked up, which is this line here. You just turn it on, it just identifies support levels. So we had a 1 hour bearish close. We didn't quite fully fill the range yet, so we're going to get a small bearish candle. We've got 44 minutes left of this 1 hour. Now this is a rejection area as well, so we did have this marked up for a rejection area, and this is our area where if you don't like the trade, you get out now. So if you look at my MT4, you can see we're currently minus $40 or something, so which is technically break even. Okay, got 2 trades on this. So this is the time to get out, and this is what I like about having, when you take a second entry, like what I'll do is get rid of Meraki marker on. When you take 2 entries, yeah, and let's say you don't like the trade, so you don't like the way the daily's closed, because technically I don't like the way the daily's closed, but I know the weekly can still flip, so it's a bit of a gamble at the moment. Alright, you've got, we entered here, second entry was here, so if you don't like the trade, you only need 50% back, and you can close both for full, and that's exactly where we are now. So again, last time I said, if you don't like the trades, get out now. Okay, if it does hit stops, I'm just going to say I told you so. Okay, I give you the chance to get out basically. Okay, so 1 hour, what's the 1 hour doing? So we've closed respecting, so we're technically still in this small little range, which is this here. Okay, so therefore what should this candle do? Well, this candle should technically close doji or bullish, yeah, unless we break out with this candle, which we can do. Sometimes price can do that, and especially what I've found on gold as well, it gives you this little false sense of what price is going to do. So sometimes if you look at this hourly candle, it's closed bearish but didn't fill the range. So for me, filling the range would be closing at 332, but it didn't. It left a little gap. And I'm not saying it's going to happen here, right? But what I found is when you get a little gap left, for some reason what tends to happen is the next one can drive straight through, because people think, oh, this is close respecting. Can we go straight through? So when I say respecting, I prefer where the candle actually closes like that. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to wait for the next candle. But if we don't, it's a sign that potentially this could drive straight through, which would make sense with the 6, because we know the 6. You've had 2 bearish candles already on the 6. You're now technically, you're still respecting this minor support where we're at now. But you do tend to pop down to at least, I'm going to mark this up, guys, because this keeps popping out to me. So I'm going to mark this up for maybe take some partial. 3324. So before the 6 even pushes back up, you can still tap 3324. Okay, so on the 6. Now you've already had 2 6-hour candles, so if it's going to happen, this third one's technically going to be the one what does it, you would think. Okay, so could we do it? We know the 4 hasn't closed out yet, and we know the 4 can still flip to the upside, and we broke the lows now. So if it is going to flip to the upside, it's probably going to start doing it now, because if we do flip to the upside, what you tend to do is break a low, or you break a low for the liquidity in order to flip to the upside. So I would imagine that we're going to start doing it now. Therefore, the 1 hour should technically start pulling back to flip, if it's going to flip. But the high time frame saying it should come down to at least 3324. Okay, so that's what we've got. So that's for sells, right? Now, for us to take sells, I'd need that forward close below and then a top wick, and we can add positions on. That would confirm that we're coming down. So that would be nice. But that's 2 hours yet for a 4-hour close. Let me just check the MT4 though, because yeah, okay, that's fine. Now, let's say the daily is going to flip to the upside and we just got it wrong, and the weekly is going to fake out back to the upside. I'm not re-entering yet, mate. Not yet. I'm waiting for the forward to close below for a top wick, and then that would confirm to me that we're coming down. Now, if that forward does close below, oh, excuse me, if that forward does close below, we then could be looking tapping these levels. Okay, so I'll add another entry on down to these levels at 3,300 for another entry. Okay, so but not yet, because this 4 can still flip to the upside at any point. Okay, now let's say, for example, the daily is going to flip to the upside and we need to come and fill the rest of the range. The difficult thing about the daily is, me personally, I won't be buying above this level, 3354, because the range we're in on the daily is this. This is the range we're in on the daily. Okay, and the only gap we've got left, we've closed here. Here. That's where we've closed. Forget the moving daily candle. That's where we've closed at the minute. So we know this daily can flip to the upside at any point. But where's it going to flip? Well, the top of the range is only here. So that means at any point we could flip to the upside, push to that range. To take buys above there, I would need a daily close above. Because at any point we could just close respecting. So I would only take buys between here, unless we get a wing back obviously, and here. That's all I've got to play with for buys up. So if that's what we're saying, we would need to identify some sort of wing back areas, maybe around there, or we look at some breakouts above certain levels on the daily. So I'll tell you what I mean by that. So if we're thinking, okay, well the daily could flip to the upside, zoom in. If the daily could flip to the upside, what we're expecting is as price is moving, starts to flip, we obviously have to close on lower time frames back into ranges above, and we just take a breakout up. So let's say, for example, let's say we've got a range here, which we do, I suppose, with thick so you can see. As price moves up, you could actually take a fake out. So you've just had a fake out. That's a good sign that price is moving back up. Fake out back in, you could potentially take that bottom wick and then buy stops above, or you would wait for a breakout of some sort. So there's your breakout here. You filled this range. You're now in this range between this and this. That's the range you're in now on the hourly. You would wait for a bottom wick, tap previous support, and then a flip to the upside. So that's what we would look for buys up. But really, I much prefer the sells down, but it's just a case of whether the 4 is going to close. But yeah, we're looking pretty good here. I can't really add a position on. I'll tell you what we could potentially do. The only thing I'm worried about is the 4. The 4's got 2 hours left, well, an hour and a half left to go. So there's 2 1-hour candles left to go. So let's say, could this 4 hour still flip to the upside? Okay, so if we go to the 1, that means, let's say we got a 1 hour close like this. The next hour would have to look like that in order to flip to the upside. And then you've got to go, okay, is that an abnormal candle? So what I mean by abnormal candle, look at all the other candles in them areas to our left. Have we ever had a big bullish candle or bearish like that, what goes straight through the range? And if the answer is yes, then we know the next hour can do that. If the answer is no, it's never done that, then the probability is we're unlikely that the 4 is going to flip to the upside. So that's how I've just read the charts to work out the future in regards to probability. And that's all trading is, all about probability. Okay. So what we could do though, if the 1 hour does close like this, and we get a steep bottom wick, top wick, and we get rid of this no top wick on this one, we could potentially get sell stops underneath. That's what we could look at. But I can only get the sell stops on because after the pullback, because I'd need to rule out what? I'd need to rule out the flip of the 4 and the fake out. Because if you get in on sells and then all of a sudden you land like that and you're in on sells here and you've had a fake out, there's only one reason you're faking out here. Why is that? Because you need to break these highs. So you're going to be coming up and you're not going to be able to get out. Okay, so it's so important we wait for a pullback. So if we can get a pullback to rule out this top wick, we could add positions. Okay, any questions? Drop in the chat. Welcome to the stream, Forex World. Good to see you, brother. Our stats are fantastic, guys. I mean, these stream records from last year as well. What it is, we're not known. Well, I'm not known because I trade for members behind the scenes. So I just trade for private members, and I've just started back onto YouTube now. So we're just sort of building up the channel again. So I'll be trading most weekdays from 8 AM London session. So far I was back on. We've only been back on in May. We came back on. We didn't take many trades in May whatsoever. 2, 4, 6. And we took some really nice profit. And this was based off a 50k account. Okay, so some really nice profit on that. Excuse me. Every trade is taken live on YouTube. Nothing comes on here if it's not being taken on YouTube. And every link's on here. So if you want the link, by all means ask for that trade, or just find it on YouTube. June, I had some personal stuff going on. We had a bereavement in the family, and then I was on holiday, and then I was ill. So we literally only took one trade in June, which is not like us. We normally take double what we took in May. And then obviously we're into July now, which is a brand new month. So overall, we're doing pretty good. doing pretty good. That's what we've taken based off a 50k account on this one. Staying within the prop firm rules, that is the key. So in our community, our aim is to get people funded. Excuse me, can you hear I'm still ill? So our aim is to get people funded, but keep them funded. Okay, so we're looking good. So this is gold. Shall we do a top down on NAS? See what's going on with NAS. So monthly, now we had a breakout on the monthly, we broke above. Same as with the weekly. Bloody hell, 2 seconds guys, let me just go and get a cough sweet, I'll be back in a second. We've got Jakeman's throat and chest coughs. Old school. Now all you're going to hear is me munching this sweet, so I do apologise. Better than coughing, I suppose. Okay, so NAS. So the weekly's broke out now. So there's not much I can really do. What you would expect though is a bottom wick on this weekly before you're going to flip, if you're going to flip that is. Now what I would like to see, because it's really hard to trade an all-time high because you've got no previous data to go. So look, there's nothing to our left. So we've got no previous data. So what I would like to see is this weekly closing back into this range. So if we can close back into this range like this, then we've just had a fake out. Why did we fake out? That's the question, why. We should have enough liquidity to absolutely drive to the upside. So this is why I'm thinking we might not get a fake out, but that's what I would like. And the reason why we should drive is because this broke some quite prominent lows. So you've got enough liquidity now to break above and drive. So we can actually drive further. But if we got the fake out back in, that would be nice. We would wait for a top wick off the weekly and then we could carry on taking sells down. Now, if we don't get that fake out and we pull down to these levels and we tap these levels, once we tap these levels, we can start looking for buys on lower time frames. Because if we come down and tap these levels, let's say we tap, now I'm looking for buys. At this point, this weekly could then start flipping to the upside. So as we're moving up, lower time frames are breaking into zones. So you imagine we would have identified some key areas in here of the 1 hour, 4 hour and 6 hours. So as price starts pushing back up and we break into zones, we can start buying up, or you've had another breakout, buying up, and that's how we get them for buys. Okay, but I can't take any buys until I tap this zone at 22117. Now you probably think, well, why can't we sell down? Well, the reason I don't like to sell down is because we've just broke out and we've got enough liquidity to drive. So I'm not saying we're going to get that bottom wick that far. I don't know how far this bottom wick is going to be, because technically we're in a range above and we don't know where the extremities of that range is. But the reason why I'm not selling down is because at any point I know the weekly can flip to the upside and drive, because this broke a significant low. So this grabbed loads of money. So if you think about it, when we were here, where will a lot of stops be? A lot of stops will be here. This is where all the money would have been, under here. Okay, quite a lot of money here. And then as price went on, came down for all them money, all them funds. Couldn't do that. Come down, tapped, grabbed all that money, and then now it's got liquidity to drive to the upside. So the weekly can flip to the upside at any point. That's why I don't want to take any buys up. Okay. So once we tap 22117, we could then look back at NAS and start putting positions in for buys up. Why is it that I wouldn't be looking for sells once we tap that level? Well, I explained at the start. The only way I could take sells is I would need a weekly close back below 22117. And then you're probably asking, okay, what if we don't flip but we close respected? Then this would be one of my setups. If you want my setups, go into the descriptions on YouTube. All the courses are on there. Meraki trade and Meraki strategy, that's what I've called it. This then would be called a nest play. That's what we've called it, a nest play. So you had a breakout, and then the weeklies closed respected and not brought back into the range. So technically, what range are you still in? Well, you're still in this one. Obviously, we don't know the end of it though because it's all-time highs, but we're still in this one. So therefore, where should we be going? Well, we should still be coming up. So therefore, what should the next candle look like? Well, we should still respect this area, whether it's a doji, the top and bottom wick, and then we go, or whether this one opens up and this is a one more pushes, and then that move is what we call a nest play. Okay, but we can't do anything until price closes. We've got to act upon what we see. We've worked out the ambush locations, right? We've worked out the ambush locations, and now we're just sitting and waiting to see if they come into the ambush. That's it. That's all you do with trading. Work out your ambush locations, your points of where you're going to enter, and what you want to see. And then as the enemy and price comes into that area, is it showing you what you want to see? And then you can strike and get it. Okay, so there's no point going down lower time frames really with NAS because I can't do anything until my weekly closes how I want it to close or taps. I'm going to set an alert on this. Yeah. And have you noticed so every time I get on the charts, I'll do a top-down analysis from the monthly, weekly, daily, all the way down. And if I get stuck at, like we've been stuck here on the weekly, well, the weekly, I don't have a clue what's going on with it. You'll find I won't go any further because I need everything lined up. And this is why my win rate's so high. My win rate's so high. It's so high, but I don't grab trades every day. Okay, and if I do grab them, it's 2 max a day, if that. Okay. Well, that's how I've stayed profitable. So it's all about waiting for your setups to come, and striking when it does come. Yeah, taking it. So yeah, that's all it is on NAS. So we also trade oil, which I only trade oil for swing trading, and this is the trade we've been in. We've still got guys in on this. We were expecting 80.37 to get tapped. So this is US oil, guys. And we entered in around here. We pushed up, had some luck. We took quite a lot of profit from 71.10, and we're looking for another entries. We were potentially going to be selling from 80.3 because what we're expecting the price to do is break out of this wedge, come back down, retest, and then we were looking for more buys up. Because what I've got marked up is we've got a lovely wedge here, and we've got price coming all the way to 106. That's what I'm expecting with price. Now, then the Iran shit kicked off. Okay, Iran stuff kicked off and affected oil, and this is where we've had this huge drop to the downside. Now, I do believe it was news what done this, but the issue we've got now, it's sort of through the trade off, so we're gonna have to wait for more entries. So it's the same plan. Is price going to carry on pushing up to tap 80.37? If it does, we could potentially look to sell back down to these levels to re-enter for another position, carry on up. Okay, but we've also got a plan to the downside as well if price is going to start pushing down. because you've technically now broke back below this level. So the range you're in technically is this. Therefore, where should price be going? Well, it should be coming back down here. Yeah, and if this was news, it means this might not happen. We think we're going to be coming up, but if it wasn't news, then price could be coming back down, and this whole move was just a retest of this zone in order to come and break the lows. So therefore, we should be coming down, and if we break below this, from here to here, it's very clean traffic down, and I'll explain what clean traffic means shortly. So we are looking at sells below 57.23. We'll take sells below that. Okay. So we have got a plan to the downside also. But again, these are longer time frame trades, swing trading. So what I mean by clean traffic, guys, is when you break a certain area for the first time. So forget these ones, because this is not the first time, is it? The first time is here. Look where it only took so many candles to get down. Big bearish candles again here. Obviously, I know these ones. You've got another area straight through, straight through. Another area straight through, little pullback, but straight through. But you can see this one was a fake out. You can see when price comes back into that area, you can see how it just drives straight through that zone. So that's why we've got sells below that. Okay, very nice area if we do come down to there. So that's what we've got on oil. I do check my XRP every day. Look at this, you'll laugh here. So I had an area marked up at 1.56 where I was going to buy a lot of XRP. Look at that. Just missed me. Just missed me. The one's pushing lovely. We broke the lows again. Let's have a look at the lower time frame actually. So the 30s broke out. That's nice. Broke below. We've had a top wick. Basically, not quite what we want to see on the hour. But the 30 closed below, and then we've had a top wick, and then we've pushed again. I really want this took though. This is the thing. This top wick off the 1 hour. I get that top wick took off the 1 hour. Where 15 broke below as well. Nice. 5's broke below, and we've closed nest play. He's a typical nest play on the 5. So you had a breakout to the downside. So you broke this low here. And then you closed bullish, but you didn't close back in. But technically what should happen is this 5, unless this next 5 is going to do it, this 5 should close bearish like so after the top wick. Okay, and we're getting the top wick now. Yeah, and that would be a typical nest play if we get that. But obviously this is off of 5 minutes. Ideally want the higher time frames doing it. So as long as this 1 hour, I don't expect it to drive yet on the 5 because I expect a breakout on the 1 and then I expect a pullback. I do think we're going to get a pullback, so the new one, I do think we're going to get something like that. At least tapping 3328. So that's all I've got for you guys, unfortunately. I'm just waiting. So I'm going to do some admin while I wait. Look at this. Stay on the one. Okay guys, if you need me, drop it in the chat. Have the tunes on. I'm going to do a bit of admin.
Cool.
Mr. Toes!
Nothing, motherfucker.
I'm alright, mate. How are you, young man?
Just a minute. Just on my way down to Leeds.
Oh, Leeds. I'm just doing a bit of admin. I've just been, well, I'm on YouTube now, but currently got 2 positions on goal. We're just seeing if we're going to reject from this area or whether we're going to push further. So yeah, nice man. Nice. How are you getting on with your trading? You got out this morning?
I'm just in the dailies now. Dailies and weeklies. That's all I take really. So
Nice.
I'm in 4 trades, so they're all running a profit. So lower time frames just don't suit my work schedule and stuff. So
Yeah. I know what you mean, mate. I know what you mean. A lot of my trades are higher time frames now.
you don't have to worry about news and that as much as well.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. What are you doing this weekend? Thinking of me?
That far ahead.
Are you thinking of me? Are you thinking of me?
Obviously. Oh, is it by magic Andrea appears?
You are?
Andrea's just appeared.
Good morning, Andre.
Alright.
Good morning, Spurs.
You alright?
It's like when the Avengers assemble, isn't it?
Yes, we're here.
Assemble! Are you still in on these trades or did you get out, Andre?
I'm still in on gold, so I'm in on both. So it is starting to look slightly better. It is now still slightly down overall,
Yeah.
but yeah. What are you thinking?
Well, I will say I've just done my top down. So this is an area you can reject from. Definitely an area you can reject from. But you're on the break even.
Are you sharing the screen?
Oh, yeah, it's because no one comes on anymore. No one comes on anymore.
Ah,
I'm eating a cough sweet. Yeah, so you've been in profit. You have been in profit. You've had chances to get out, which I've highlighted significantly a lot on the stream. If you didn't like the trade, get out. I'm currently holding because I do like the look of the 6 hour. I was looking to add positions. If the 1 hour closed below 3332, I would want a top wick and then a flip to the downside. So I would add another position. But this is an area, this is a decision making area where the daily can flip to the upside, but also the weekly can start flipping to the downside. So we have got contradiction at the moment. Yeah. So it's all off the 4 hour. So if you look at the 4, if the 4 can close bearish, you've got an hour and 10 minutes left of the 4. If the 4 can close bearish, because this 4 can still flip to the upside at the moment. If we can close bearish, we should be good to push down to at least 3324, and that's where I'll probably be looking to take partial and, you know, cover the first trade.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're in a weird area now at the moment. Anything can happen. We can push up, we can push down. But even if we push up, we could still reject from these areas again to come back down. So
yeah,
it's a tricky one. But yeah,
cool, man.
That's all I've got going on. The 6 hour looks nice though. If the 6 hour can drive for us, you've had 2 bearish 6 hour closes. It is at a support level though, at 334. But even when you close at that support level, you still come down to tap 3324. So that's why I'm looking at 3324 for potential close full on both for some nice profit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like he's at.
I know, right? Yes, I'll probably close the first trade as well when it goes to break even.
Yeah, but if you don't like it because of high time frames, the daily doesn't look very nice at all. If you don't like it, you know you need to be getting out around these areas.
Yeah,
I'm currently holding. That's just what I do. I'm happy with the risk, even though I've got 2 positions on. I'm happy with the risk. That I did mark up this yesterday after the stream. I mean, we had this one marked up at 3365 for potential third if we needed it. But after I marked this up as well, and look how I didn't take it, but look how it tapped and just rejected. Lovely, lovely rejection. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
As long as I'm man.
And then the sun's out. First day in a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. So I've got my TV on the wall. What sports on today? Do we know? Any Formula 1?
Just women. I think it's just women's football, mate. So not like men's sport, really.
Oh, shut up. Leave the women alone.
There might be some Club World Cup games up.
Oh, fuck that stupid Club World Cup. Anything the Americans, when Americans get involved in sport, honestly, I think they just ruin it.
No, it's going to be in different countries. It's just unfortunate that it's in America at the minute. But the games are getting better and better, to be fair. The Brazilian teams look really good.
Yeah.
Well, the one that Fluminense beat Inter the other day.
So what's on today then? They're all on at dodgy times, aren't they?
It's for the TV, and they put them on like over there. They're playing at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon and stuff. It's mad time, so that's why the attendances haven't been very good.
Yeah. Let's have a look what sports on today. Basically, my TV's up in the back garden. I want to be sunbathing with some sports on there. Oh, there's a bit of cricket. England v India. At 11.
Sport.
You know what? I don't really like watching cricket, but I like playing it.
Really, yeah, I like watching cricket when I can sit on the pavilion with a few pints.
Yeah.
So you basically just like drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not it's not a game that I don't understand half of it, to be honest.
So, oh
I
yeah,
like the
it starts
all
today.
20
doesn't it?
over ones.
You like what? Sorry.
Like the shorter ones, the 20 over ones.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah, 2020. Yeah.
Fast
To
and
be fair,
effective.
I haven't watched cricket in years. It's not really big in Denmark.
Can't imagine.
Yeah, it's only in the English colonies really that it's big.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5 o'clock. We've got women's Iceland v Finland and Switzerland v Norway.
Ooh.
Oh, there's some cool countries there, isn't there? There's some bloody cool countries there. I'll have to wear my coat watching it. And then tomorrow, Spain, Portugal, women. That'll be a good one to watch. Belgium and Italy. Bloody hell, if this was the men's team, some mint games here. Belgium,
Who won the
Italy,
last Euros?
Wales, Netherlands, the Netherlander. France, England on Saturday, 8 o'clock. Ooh, interesting. Huh. I watched a Minecraft movie yesterday.
It's good, isn't it?
It was alright. The kids didn't like it. The kids thought it was
I
crap.
didn't like it.
Nah. I don't know why. I thought it was alright. I tell you what was good. I went to cinemas with Mason on Monday, even though he was off school because he was ill. But I still took him to cinemas. We went to watch How to Train Your Dragon. You know what? Fantastic. I was more into it than him, I think.
It's good film. I like the
Fantastic.
Pixar films. Really, really good.
Yeah, it was. I want to watch 28 Years Later.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good. Like
Yeah. I was a
he
bit...
dies in the
You are?
end.
Shut up, Pete. In the end.
I don't know, I've never seen it. So.
I was a bit worried about how they were going to make it, but I'm glad they've made it because 28 Weeks Late was good as well. But yeah,
How they're going to do 28 decades later, like.
I know, yeah,
Our grandkids can watch it.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to be at Fast and the Furious 24 soon. How many Fast and the Furious movies is there? 10 or something?
Something like that. I've only ever seen one or two.
They're crap.
Yeah.
Not for me then.
The last one, they were in space or something, weren't they?
What?
I'm sure there was something to do with space in the last one. Honestly, ridiculous.
That Fast and the Furious movie are on par with Sharknado's franchises.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Like two worst things that I hate. Two things I hate is cars. Anything to do with cars that do not interest me, and far-fetched. So far-fetched movies, like jumping off a building and landing, I don't know, through a window, skyscraper, in an office, or a woman secret agent who's hard as fuck and she's killing like 10 blokes in one room, and she's built like a toothpick, and she's nice looking. It just, you know what I mean? Like these G.I. Joe type movies, Jane or whatever, G.I. Jane. Okay, so we haven't had that break.
People wouldn't watch them otherwise, would they?
Did you watch that kind of was a secret agent one with The Rock and
Oh yeah, Kevin Hart. Yeah,
yes,
Central Intelligence. It's
yeah,
good,
Jesus man, that was funny.
Yeah, that's quite good. I don't mind that because it's like the far-fetched ones, as long as they're like comedy type.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Was good. Did you watch that series, that Fubar on Netflix with Arnie?
Oh yeah, that's quite good. Yeah.
Fubar?
That was really good. Fubar, yeah, that was really good.
Is it a
It's the
comedy?
second season now.
No,
He basically plays the same characters he plays in most of his other, like a grizzled old detective type thing.
But it's funny. It's freaking funny as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, I haven't
He is
seen that.
quite funny. Arnie's quite funny anyway.
He is. You know what? He's a good actor. You know, say what you want. You know, he knows what he can do.
Have you ever read his life stories? Or
Yeah, wasn't that Total Recall, right? That one. No, I think that was the name of the book.
Total Recall. Oh, is that what it's called?
What it's called, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were taking the piss like Total Recall
No.
movie was his
it
life.
It was really good, you know, and it's very inspirational. You know, the guy's his ambition was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
You know, just from
Dragged himself from nowhere.
yeah. So it's you know, he was a freaking governor. You know, how do you like this Austrian teenager? You know, not much money and stuff, and then becomes, you know, he was a highest paid actor at some point as well.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, he did really good. You know, probably got loads of children along the way that we still don't know about.
Yeah.
If he was American, he would be president by now.
Yeah, he would have been. He would have been. I would vote for him.
I would if I wasn't blocked by the fact that I'm not American.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to love his movies. I used to love Last Action Hero. Remember that?
It's good. We watched Kindergarten Cop the other day.
Yeah, that was one of the all-time greats. They don't make movies like that anymore, Andre.
That was his first comedy movie, that Kindergarten Cop.
Was it?
So young there, holy crap! And he wasn't even young, you know. But he looked so. I think he was in his early 40s there, but he just looked so young there.
Yeah.
Twins.
Oh
Twins,
yeah.
Yeah, he reminds me of myself for the height and muscles. What are you laughing at?
Nothing, I was just scared.
And the handsome good looks. The handsome good looks. I tell you what I love doing, right, on a weekend. I'm so sad now, right? On a weekend, I love just having a little beer, watching, like, a movie what you really get into, like Interstellar, where it really tests your brain. You know, like a not like Star. I don't like Star Trek. I used to like Star Wars, but it's gone a bit crazy with all the franchise. I don't know what's what now. But like Interstellar or Gravity or something like that.
Yeah.
Just Interstellar movie blows my mind.
Have you ever seen a film called Life?
Like, yes, that's Ryan Reynolds, isn't it?
Brilliant film.
Yeah, that is a good movie actually. Do you know what? I might watch that
It's
today.
good because he dies pretty quickly, so they can get on with the film.
Well, like Game of Thrones with Sean B. Right, Sean, we need you just to start it off so we look good, but we can only afford 3 episodes. So unfortunately, you're gonna have your head chopped off and put on a spike. Are you okay with that?
Used to it, man. I think.
Yeah, it's a good idea though. But yeah, I tell you what, I used to love as a kid. Remember with Sean Bean? Oh shit, what was it called?
Sharp.
Sharp. Yeah, unreal, man.
Yeah. Brilliant.
You bastard. Have you seen that compilation of him saying bastard? He's a bastard. Have you not seen it?
I used to say that like 10 times an episode.
Yeah. It's funny.
I've seen Sharp, yeah. It's a great Sharp.
Are you into like war movies and that?
Me, I'm pretty wide spectrum of movies, mate. I'm not like. You know when you said you remind you of yourself?
Yeah.
I know why. Because you look like Predator.
What, with the teeth? Same teeth.
Same head and that.
Bless him. Good old Arnie, yeah. Good old Arnie.
Have you had a good week this week trading me?
These are the only 2 trades I've had on. This is all I've had on this week. It's been a quiet week. But I'm back on it. Last week, June was a nightmare, mate. June was a weird month. I've been ill and all sorts, so I haven't been on the charts, but I'm back on. All this week will be a full week of trading. Friday we might miss because I believe it's bank holiday. Actually, let's have a
Thursday
look.
as well.
Yeah, so I
Thursday's-
might have Friday off. But yeah, back on again all next week and just back in the swing of it now. I'm going to set myself some challenges as well, which is going to help with the streams. Yeah. What day are we on tomorrow?
Thursday.
Thursday.
NFP tomorrow, Mike.
NFP tomorrow.
Yeah, because it's bank holiday on Friday, so. So you're
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh yeah, bloody hell. So yeah. I'll be on tomorrow. Friday we'll probably have off. Oh yeah, will look nice, but I've had some nice profit last month anyway.
How you want to isn't it?
Yeah,
And that's good because you had a tough month as well, like personally.
yeah. We only took one trade. We took over $600 on that, and it actually, the goal absolutely flew down. But I was out and about, and I went to modify the order, take partial, and I closed it by an accident. So, but I believe the guys caught. I know Aaron took the trade, and he caught loads on it.
Yeah.
He was over the moon. He was sending me messages saying, "You sexy bastard," which he's telling the truth. You know, I'm not denying it.
Yeah. Never really hear much from Aaron now that he's gone quiet.
I think that's what traders do when they're getting there. They go quiet. I mean, if I didn't have Relentless, I'd just, to be honest, I'd probably still get on YouTube. Not even though that not that many get on, but I think it's just a way to sort of meet new people. So I would just trade on the morning every morning. I'm trading anyway, you know. So I would just have that on while I'm trading.
That's a business idea right there for you, mate.
What?
TradeTube.
TradeTube. Well, there technically is one on TradingView. So TradingView has its own live streaming you can do, where you can watch people live stream, but not many people do it, and not many people watch because we've tried it.
It's the thing is with this, it's a catch-22. Like the people that have got the time to sit and watch people trade and that are full-time traders.
Yeah.
So you've got to get there in the first place as well, haven't you?
You're right. You're right.
Everybody else has worked full-time.
Correctamundo. Correctamundo. The other thing I found is, you're not taking trades every day. People want trades every day, and then they wonder why they're not profitable. You know, they want trades every day.
Yeah, well, that's why you're not profitable if you're looking for trades every day, isn't it? I've realised that now.
Alright, so gold, how are we feeling?
Well, the hour didn't break out to the downside. It closed bullish, so it looks like we might need to come and break the highs again. But it's all really on this 4 hour, Andre. How this 4 closes. Ideally, all we need is this 4 to close bearish. Right? If this 4 closes bearish, the next 4, we could get another break of the lows, which would tap our zone 3323. But then it could still flip, because if we haven't broke below 3332, we need to close below that really. If we don't and we close respecting, then when the new 4 pops down, it can still tap 3324. I'll probably look to close full, but if the 4 closes below, then I'll be holding. So it's really all on the 4. But this 4 can flip to the upside at any point still. So it's all on this next hour technically. If this hour drives up, that means the 4 is going to drive up.
Yeah.
Let's put this over here. So it's all on the 4, mate.
All on the floor.
All on the 4. I mean, I think I went up, I think I was about 200 quid profit where this dropped down to 3327. That was about it. If I close both trades are full, but I'm happy with the risk really. It's one of them today. It literally can go anywhere from here. Anywhere from here. But I'm going off the higher time frame, the weekly, to pull back and flip to the downside. Plus the 6 still looks nice. The 4 and the 3 hasn't broke out as of yet. They're still bullish. So they're contradicting us. But the 3 and the 4 tend to still tap this level even before driving back up. So that's why I've sort of kept it on as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a case of taking emotions away from it. Just what's price showing you? Well, yes, we've got contradiction, which normally I wouldn't like it, but there's still signs that it could still come and tap that area. It tends to do that. If you can remember the other day when I said, if I'd seen that daily close bullish like that, we wouldn't be in on this first trade. I would have still had the second trade on, this one, but we wouldn't have been in on this. But obviously I was asleep. But yeah, we wouldn't have took this first trade because the reach. But that second trade would have been nice. I mean, if we were just in that second trade, you would be 170 pips up, technically. Yeah.
When you get your Lamborghini, then paid.
I will never get a Lamborghini.
Worst car to buy for Britain.
I'll never get a Lamborghini. I'm not a materialistic person at all.
Same.
When that little saying where people say, you'll know when I'm rich. You won't know. For me.
Yeah, why do you need to tell people? I'm a great believer in that, man.
I hate the way society is at the moment. I hate social media, the way social media portrays everyone. I hate the way wealth goes to certain individuals, how people make money. I think the way if aliens came down to this earth and seen how we all live, like, we watch people watching other people living, and that person makes money from doing it. Isn't that crazy?
It's made when you
It's
step back and
mental.
think about it.
We make millionaires out of people posting themselves living, walking down the street, talking. Oh, I'm walking down the street. There's a lamppost there. There's a shop there. I might go in here for a sandwich. People are watching these people, and they're making a fortune. I know I'm having another rant here, but it's crazy the way we live at the moment, and we're wondering why we struggle on certain aspects of life. In certain aspects of life, because our priorities are all wrong as human beings.
Definitely 100,000,000% agree with that, man.
Like, for me, there should not be any billionaires. There's no need to have billionaires.
If it should be capped at 1 million, nobody needs more than £1 billion, honestly.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say a million. Or did you say a billion?
That should be the upper limit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because, well, this is why I say there shouldn't be any billionaires, because there's no that your life is no different. If you have 999 million, your life's no different if you have 1 billion. Do you know what I mean?
It's just great after that.
At 999 million, you can have anything you want on the planet. So why do you need 56 billion? Do you know, it just doesn't make sense to me. When you've got homeless people, starving kids, you know, the world's in bits. They say, I can't remember what the balance was to solve world hunger. Can't remember what it was, but 1 billionaire could square that away.
They did it to Elon Musk, didn't they, not long back? They challenged him He challenged. He said, somebody come up with a plan to end world hunger, and I'll pay for it. And they did. And they said, right, here's the plan. It's going to cost 4 billion, and he just totally ignored it and went back on it.
Yeah.
Billionaires don't give a fuck about other billionaires or people.
But do you think that's a trust issue, or because humans are awful?
It's just you've got psychotic, deranged people like that in charge of the world's wealth.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Do you know what else I struggle with? I struggle with, because it's a trust issue, charities. I don't give to charities, mate, because I don't trust them. I don't know where my money's going.
I think the director of NSPCC gets paid 250 grand a year. How's that right?
Another thing what does my head in is like Soccer Aid. You've got all these celebrities constantly asking people for money when people are proper struggling especially in the UK. People are really struggling. Like if you see the stats of what people averagely earn, it's disgusting compared to all these celebrities. And they're asking us to put money to people. Like, you put money. They probably have put money, but I don't know, it's just all backwards. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm a weird person because a lot of things, what is the norm, I just think it doesn't make, getting a mortgage for me doesn't make sense.
Right, you're right, mate. You're a bit more aware than some people. Like, I mean, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist and that. It's a lot of stuff people should just take at face value for what it is, I believe. Because I think human stupidity is the cause of most of our problems, to be honest.
Yeah. You know, like, well, greed as well. Greed's the biggest downfall of humans.
Just I didn't say no.
All right.
It doesn't things, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Greed, yeah.
Pure greed. How are we looking here? What's this? Is this 4 gonna flip? That is the question. The 6 looks nice. Can the 6? So if we look left, there's an area on the 6 where you respect there. You do come back up for another tap. I might get another position on. But you still come down to tap 3, 3, 2, 4.
What do you think by taking loads of pips off the bank?
Oh, I love taking loads of pips off the bank. Love it. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. This might not actually play out till the next 6 hours, to be honest with you. If we're looking at this, see the 400. But we could rock it from here as well. What time is it? I'll be on till 10 o'clock anyway. I'll be on till 10 o'clock, guys. And if no tapping, we'll just be leaving it. Leave it with you. I've got sunbathing to do. The sun will be up by then.
Well, I think I'll head off to the gym.
Who's Jim?
Jim, my lover.
My lover. I think with your accent, it sounded so seedy the way you said that. My lover. My lover. I'm jealous now, Andrew.
Josie, how are you getting on, mate? How are you getting on with your stuff?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, mate. Just daily and weeklies now. I don't really trade lower time frames. I'm did about 2% last week. Got 4 trades running this week in profit. So nice slow progress in the background.
Fantastico.
I'm actually, at the minute, the reason I've been a little bit more quiet as well, I'm actually just blasting a load of work off. I'm doing really, really well, like work-wise at the minute. I've put loads of money away, so I'm putting money away for a big challenge account as well.
Nice. That's what it is, man.
That's what I bet, because I paid for a load of challenge accounts over the last couple of years, and then I thought, well, I'll just, instead of pissing about with smaller ones, I'll just get one big one, because I think that's part of the reason I was feeling a little bit, because I was like, you see the smaller amounts and like you don't feel the same, do you?
Yeah.
When you take wins and that.
That's
Whereas
it.
like if I take 0.5% of a 200 grand account, that's like a grand. You know what I mean? So it would feel like a win. Does that make sense?
You're right.
I'm always analysing the mindset and that. I'm always trying to improve things.
You do right, mate. It's because it is about like reading your own feelings.
Yeah. It's like I had like 10 grand accounts and I was taking like small wins on them, like 50 quid, it's like 0.5%. But when I know you shouldn't really look at it that way, but when you look at like $150, it just feels like your progress is tiny.
Yeah.
So it knocks your confidence a little bit.
Do you know, I finally found a way on MT4 how to view the profit in pips in 1 point instead of money.
Yeah.
So that's really quite nice. Today's the first time I look at it that way. So that's quite nice actually. So
Yeah.
Whatever.
Look at the point. Yeah, I mean, because when you get on the big ones, and you put like a 1% on $1 grand account, you got $1,000 on there, and that thing starts going in the red. It hurts. So it's yeah. We all do what we need to do.
Yeah. It is just about, I mean, you'll know this better than me anyway, because you've been live and stuff, so it's just about letting yourself get punched in the face a little bit till you develop. It's like boxer, you develop calluses. So you sort of immunise yourself a little bit to it, don't you?
This is why I always say Forex unfortunately has to bring you to your knees before you can get there, really. It's got to really break you. But that's why the 90% fail and give up, because they can't handle the pain.
Yeah.
You just have to you just gotta become numb with it's mainly the losses. You just gotta become numb with the losses, but also when you're in profit, not taking the profit, waiting for your targets to get hit. You just gotta come numb to it. And the only way you become numb to it is you just get sick of it. And it's like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think like you haven't got to dwell on your losses, but at the same time you've got to like value each one. Like each one's saying no, don't do this, do some change this, change that. That's the way I look at them now. Like it's like, right, you've done that, you shouldn't have done it, do something better. Like just use them to fuel your progress.
Yeah, just look at each trade. It's like, okay, what went well, what could I have done better. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
Well, look, Sarah's a perfect example. Like last week, she had a terrible week on the trade ideas, and that was the first time I can remember having a week like that for about a year and a half. But then the week after, she just smashed it. So you've got to just trust in your strategy as well.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Just the fear of the unknown that stops us, because we don't know what's going to happen. Nobody does.
I think a lot of the issue why it takes people so long is because distractions. There's so many people trading, and so obviously social media can create loads of fake gurus in any niche. This is the thing. What it is, we don't know who to listen to anymore because everyone looks an expert. And what what if you do like influencers, they get taught to, what's the word, to be the authority figure straight away. You've got to come across as the authority figure. Basically, you've got to pretend that you know everything about that niche. And this is the issue we're having, even in life in general. We don't know who the experts are. So to be an expert in something before, you needed to have qualifications, have done courses, and had the experience, the time saved in that niche. Now, somebody can create an Instagram account and come across as an authority figure and look like an expert just from using certain things from AI. Do you know what I mean? So, and it just puts us back.
When people want like advice from an expert or anything like that, I always say to them now, like, listen to the people who aren't talking.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
They're the best people to ever learn off in any field of life.
Yeah.
It's the ones who shout the loudest that know football most of the time.
Yeah. You're absolutely right there. You hit the nail on the head there, Pete. It's because they don't need it. They don't need it. That's why.
But when you've developed your skills to that level, you also develop a confidence in yourself that you don't need any validation from anybody.
Yeah.
So that's why they don't really need to like sell themselves. I said that to Nate for years. You know Nate.
Yeah.
It was all about like marketing, MLM, and that. I said, but like, we can't even use a product that we're selling to other people. Like, we should be just learning and concentrating on that.
Yeah.
Becoming good at it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's why I didn't like the MLM. Because it was just a distraction, mate. And you had people, especially Epic, mate. Obviously, imagine the Americans. They're all motivational speakers. The amount of or blaggers in the MLM industry in American companies is crazy. They're all we used to have people in Epic who were like way above us, making a fortune. And after a few conversations with them, I just figured them out straight away. You can't do anything. All you can do is talk. You don't bring anything else to the table apart from talking. That is it. Like none of them could trade. None of them. And none of them are traders now. And they're just like bouncing from MLM to MLM. But yeah. I think I've just followed that much shit. You just get the point where you're just like, do you know what? You're all idiots.
Yeah, but you've got to be self-aware enough to realise when something's not working and like change. Because it's very hard for people to change the belief system.
Well, I don't know if it's that. I think the hardest thing to identify in yourself whether this is working or not, that's the hardest point. Because you might get a few wins, let's say a certain strategy or whatever, you might get a few wins and then you might get a few losses and then you start questioning, okay, is this working? Or following someone on social media. I used to follow a guy, I won't say his name out, but I got the point, he was good at first and then it just dropped off. I learned quite a lot from him, to be honest. I got loads from him, so I do sort of have a bit of respect for him. But got the point where he just dropped, it just all changed. He just went proper downhill. And then I started questioning, well, was it just a fluke them first few months? Do you know what I mean? But you've got to identify that yourself. This is the thing.
Yeah, this is why ultimately you need to learn to trade for yourself, isn't it?
Yeah. What it is, you need help from mentors, but you need to be able to take from that mentor the bits what you can bring into your strategy. So you'll get bits and pieces. Like with Meraki, this is from different mentors, if you like, people who trade. It's from different people. Do you know what I mean? I've molded it all into what works for me, and this is how I trade now. It's quite hard to explain how I trade, really, because every day is different.
But how can you put 4 or 5 years of learning into an explanation? That's the thing, you can't.
I know.
It's got to be felt.
Yeah. Right, this hour looks like it's coming to break the highs, so we might be pushing back up. Can we get a nice 4 hour, 6 hour bearish close? That is what we're after. The 1 hour looks like it needs to come back up though. Need it to calm its tits. I thought you were going to the gym, Andre.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, any excuse to get away from the gym, you. Oh, you were talking about ice cream, so I had to stay. Well,
Are you doing high rocks again this year?
In October, yeah, in Hamburg, doing mixed doubles with my wife. So, so she's got a lot of work to do. She's really struggling with running. So she's at the gym now with a friend, and then I'll go now soon as well. But yeah, I think next year then I'll do singles again. It's been really hard getting the training in with the little ones.
imagine.
I've been and just looking for work, and nothing's really coming up. Yeah, it's very frustrating.
You know, having no luck on the job front.
Yeah, nothing really. So I might actually have to pop away from Discord for a while to save some moolah.
What's it like over there for job, like employment?
It's fine in the big cities, mate. I'm in a smaller place, so it is limited.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking far. I'm looking for remote, and the remote jobs. You've got 600, 700 people applying for them within 24 hours. It's
Yeah.
it's rough out there.
The UK is like that, but there's so many people unemployed in the UK. Like
mate, I can get a job today, but it's not going to cover anything.
yeah. Well, that's it, isn't it? It's what job? Like you can go to work at McDonald's. You know.
I can get work. I can slip in the job today. It's no problem. But it's not going to cover what I need.
There's no point working if it can pay your bills, mate.
Yeah.
And what I would struggle with, like, let's say I was really, really struggling. I thought I just need a job. If I got a job, like, and I'm not dissing any factory workers or McDonald's workers, but if the only jobs I could get is something like that, for me personally, I wouldn't even be worth living. I know that sounds really bad, but I personally would struggle with work. I couldn't think of anything worse. Sat on a line in a factory. I could not think of anything worse.
I know it's horrible.
Yeah, I couldn't do it, me. And I'm not dissing the workers because everybody's each to their own. But I could not. I'd rather be unemployed.
A lot of respect for people that can do that.
Yeah.
You know, their whole life, and there's people that do that, and it just works for them. And
Yeah.
a lot of respect. Especially when they do that at night. You know.
Whoa, I couldn't do it, me. I could not do it. At all. Especially at night.
Other times now the postings are getting less and less, you know, for new roles.
And I think with AI as well, with the likes of factories, and you've got AI coming in, like the amount of jobs what's going to get lost. But also, I think it'll create jobs.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, you know. I don't think AI is really gonna. It will take some things, but you know, there's big opportunity in it as well. You know, if you know how to work with AI and program with AI, because it's opening up a world of programmers now. Just normal people that have an idea but they don't know how to program.
Yeah.
But now you can do that with AI. You know, I built the indicator yesterday to use on the MT5.
Mm.
You know, within less than an hour, I had an indicator that did what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know shit about how to do it on MT5. I've built indicators now for trading view that does what I wanted to do.
Mm.
You know, so that kind of, if you know how to prompt, then
Yeah, it's all free as well, isn't it?
you will have a job within AI.
Yeah.
And working with AI. So it's not all negative.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's all free as well. So I was looking into AI for about 4 months, deep into AI. The last
Sorry,
about
broke up there.
about 2 months ago I stopped because what I found is I was looking at adding sort of income streams through AI, but what I found, because there's people selling AI things what you can actually get for free if people just look. You get everything for free on AI. Like there's AI what can literally reply to all your social medias, all comments, likes, shares. It'll do the lot for you, all for free, and people are selling it, right? They're also selling like just social media tools which you can get for free. What you found is you can get everything for free on AI, but you just got to know where to look. But also, if you adopt something in AI, so this is what I found. If you adopt something in AI, a week later, there's something 10 times better. It's moving so fast where if you adopt something and start selling something, for example, yeah, or start using something, a week later there's something 10 times better. So you'll want to adopt that one, and then you'll adopt that one, and then another week later there's something. It's just the spike is crazy at the minute. So I will be jumping back into AI, but I'm waiting for it to settle down a tad to see what our limits are at the moment. At the moment it is all over the place. It's exciting, but it's all over the place. But yeah, I mean, you can make your own app. You can make websites for free now. People who are charging for websites now, or people who are paying for websites, stupid. You can get free websites all built for you. You can get free SEOs, free marketing, graphic designers. The graphic designers are going to die out. You know, AI can do it all. There's loads of things what's going to die out, unfortunately. Accountants. They'll go. I think they'll go next. Me, accountants. I think you'll have AI, or you'll be able to speak to. Right, this is what I've made. This is my expenses, and can you file my taxes? Yeah, no problem. Done. Why don't you do this instead of this? This will save you tax. There'll be AI. What does that? It's mental. I don't know whether I like it though, me, Andre. I'm old school, me. I think I was born in the wrong era, me.
You don't have a choice whether you like it or not.
I know.
Yeah, it's Pandora's box has been opened. Now it's how you're gonna work with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get ready for the gym.
Yeah, no worries, Andre. I'll catch you later, mate. I'll be on tomorrow if you
know. I'm gonna leave when there's 4 hours closed. See what we're gonna do.
Yeah, no worries, man. I'll catch you later, geezer. Have a good one. Good morning, guys. Sorry I didn't see the chat. How are you doing? Good morning, Nate. You sat in the van. Get your waterproofs on, mate. I'll be on till 10, guys. We want to see how this 4 closes. Imps. Guys, I'm gonna go make a cup of tea. We're waiting on this 4 hour to see how this forward close. The thing is though, if we get forward bearish close, we might just get a fake out to the upside where we get something like that. So it doesn't mean we're in the clear, but what I'm hoping for is that the 4 can actually break back below this. That's what I'm after. We might be trying to pull up trees here, but we will see. Okay, I'm gonna go make a brew. I'll see you in a few. We're looking. Oh, the one is flipped. Guys, lovely outside. I'm gonna leave this door open. Let's have a look at this big boy. Okay, can this one close bearish? So if this one closes bearish, I really want to close them below this level. 3, 3, 3, 2. I mean, the 2 technically is closed back below. It's tough with the 2 though because the ranges are all out, so it doesn't really help us. This one close below, that'll be the 4. I'm just worried we might get this fake out. As in, if this 4 closes like this, because we've broke below this level, it means the next 4 could easily do something like that. Come back in. And that's the one we're pushing up. But if we look left, we need to still break these lows first. So could we come down first with a new 4? Like I say, if you don't like the trade, get out. You've been at break even. Like, this will be the 3rd time coming back down. And you've been in profit. So get out if you don't like it. I'm personally holding. Yeah. Holding. Oh, God. That'd be lovely today, all day. 17 degrees, which is hot in the UK. Is that Mr. Andre?
So, how's things looking?
Have you seen the 1? Look at the 1.
Yeah.
The 1's struggling to drive up, this is a really good sign. So if we can get a bearish close on this 1, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. Arriving today.
6 is looking much better now.
Yeah. Well, it's all on the 4 really. I mean, you can still get a fake on the 4, but I really want to close below 3.3, 3.2 on the 4. That would really help me out in regards to being a bit more confident that it's coming down to them levels. If it closes respecting, I still think we'll come down to them levels, but it might mean I close full around 3.324. So it's really all on this 4. But yeah, looking better. You've just got to have a bit of patience. Don't let fear kick in. So how are you trading that now at the moment, Andre? As in, what strategy are you doing? Are you doing one strategy? Is it a mixture of different, or have you started doing your own? What is it you're doing?
So I'm focusing on the FTSE now, and it's a I say it's a mix of things, but you know, there's certain kinds of interest that I'm looking at. And then along with price action, so seeing what each 500-minute candle does, looking at the overnight range, where it came out from, it's coming back to test it, things like that. Looking at the the daily, weekly levels as well. So today I actually had a really good day on FTSE. So I'm happy so far. Like my first week, or first 2 days trading without without Tom, but using his tools. But he trades DAX and FTSE in the morning, so I'm focusing on one right now. I want to, I don't want to have my mind wander too much between the two. So focus on one. And how many did I catch this morning? for about 40, 45 pips
Nice.
in total.
And that's all you need. You don't need these big.
Yeah, exactly.
on-
So that's why I'm not. I don't want to look at the money. Like we talk about, it's like, okay, look at the pips. Where's a realistic target, and then setting that.
Yeah.
But this morning I could see it was pushing a bit. So okay, fine, extend it. I can see it was pushing. Then I could see where it wanted to go to, and it went there. So so that's nice. And yesterday I closed. I went break even quite early. But then it ended up reaching the target. So yesterday, even though it was break even, I was like happy that my initial target was correct. So it's you get a bit more confident, okay, in your analysis. So yeah.
I mean, if you look at what I done last year on YouTube, if you watched every stream, I would be grabbing 10 pips a day. On average, about 15 pips a day. That's it.
Yeah.
And I was profitable every month. There was one month where I wasn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't need big, massive pips. You've just got to be profitable. Even if you're 10 pips profitable in a month, but you're 10 pips up every month, you can do something with that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because it's just upping your capital at that point. So yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, it's good that you're sort of finding your feet and pulling it all together, which is nice.
All right, so it didn't go down to 3,332.
No, it didn't. But I still think we could get a pop down to 3,320. The only thing, it's either gonna pop to 3,320, or we might get something like this. See where it pops down to around these levels, where 3,324, and then pops all the way back up. Was that news? That might have been news, that, to be fair. Where's that area? I did have a here. It is here. So this is what I can see. We might pop down. We should pop down to 3,324 before even driving up, I would think, at least. So with the 4 closing the way it's closed, I could probably look to close full on both trades around 3,324. 2 closed doji. Bearish. 3 closed bearish, which is nice, but you can still get that fake out back in. That's the thing I'm worried about. 4 is similar, and the 6 is the same, so the 6 is still respecting. So if we look left, if you look at the 6 here.
Sorry, I just gotta take a phone call.
Oh yeah, no worries, mate. So if you watch on stream, guys, if you look left, if you look at the 6, we close respecting here. We still pop down to 3,324 before coming back up, and then we drove down, I suppose. So I do think we're just going to get this. Cautious with the daily flipping to the upside. So I'm just worried about the fake out now to the upside. I'm probably going to love yous and leave yous on this, guys. I'll set that at 3,324. Expecting that area, so we might still need to break the highs, which would be the fake out on the 4.
Sorry, it was the garage calling about my car. I need the
Oh.
aircon fixed.
Done. My car's still not done. And me van as well. That's in the garage now as we speak. But yeah, so the 6 hours, we're struggling to break these laws on the 1 and on the 6 and the 4. So we could easily get a fake out back to the upside. Now even if we get the fake out, you can still pop up, reject from here again after breaking the high, or here to still come down. So you still got chances with it if you're willing to hold. But also, on the opposite side, the daily could flip to the upside and come up to hit stops.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Okay, so it's whether you're willing to sort of take the risk. But if you look left, the 6 hour, even when you drive up, you tend to come and tap 3324.
Okay.
So 3324 is a decision where you need to make whether you close full both trades or whether you hold. And hopefully this is the weekly flipping to the downside.
Okay.
Because if this weekly flips, Andre, from here, where it sells now, used to, what day are we on? On Tuesday, aren't we? Is it Tuesday today? Wednesday. So if this weekly is going to flip, it's probably going to start flipping today, Thursday and Friday. So the move will probably happen today, if it's going to. But if it does, wow, we're in the money. All the way down to 31199.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Alright, cool, man. Well, have a good day.
Yeah, you too. I'm going to call it a stream as well, so I will catch you later. I'll be on tomorrow if you're on.
Cool, man.
And yeah.
See ya.
See you later on. Do you have a good one? Bye.
You too.
Guys, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. Thanks for jumping on the stream. Thanks for the interaction. If you interacted, really helps the algorithms. Welcome to the stream. If you're new to it, I'll be on tomorrow, 8 AM UK time. And yeah, let's see if we can catch some more pips. Catch you later, guys.